Hey everyone, my name is Lance, and this is Amped about Aimpad. It's been a while since I've had an episode because I've been kind of busy this last month or so, so I figured I would just give a quick update on kind of what we've been up to here at Aimpad. Over the past couple of months, we've been to a few trade shows. We went to PAX East and demonstrated it to a lot of people. There was a video I posted earlier about their reactions. We also went to Computex in Taiwan. That's where basically a huge chunk of manufacturers of keyboards are located. So we spent a lot of time talking with those keyboard manufacturers and kind of pitching the idea of Aimpad to kind of partner with those companies. We were received very well by a vast majority of those companies, and many expressed an interest to move forward. So we're excited about that. We then went to E3 the following week after that, and that was in Los Angeles. And we basically had two main objectives to basically first to talk to developers and kind of get an idea of what their plans were. So, you know, there's massive booths for Xbox and PlayStation, things like that, and along inside those booths there was just long lines of a bunch of indie developers that were showcasing their games. And I talked to every single one of them that I could, and just asked them if they were making a PC game as well as the game they were showing for their respective platform. And basically every one of them said that they were making their games for PC as well. So I thought that was pretty refreshing, because even 4 years ago, 5 years ago, the trend was that you made an exclusive game for console and then maybe at some point you do it for PC if it was convenient or whatever. But now it seems that lots of things are changing in the PC spectrum, that a game is going to be cross-developed at the same time and will be released on PC. Even if there are an exclusive for one console or the other, it's still going to come for PC. And that was a general message that I got from lots of developers, and that was pretty refreshing to hear. The other main thing was I just wanted to kind of plant the idea in developers' minds in terms of how to control a game using an analog movement like Aimpad and a mouse at the same time, since some developers don't really either think about that as an option or just kind of segment the inputs as either a controller or a keyboard and a mouse, and not one or other or both, as in the case with Aimpad. So a lot of the developers I talked to were interested in the concept and were kind of excited about it as well. So that's also refreshing, and I think just being there and kind of pitching that idea would probably make a big difference to the way that some games are developed. While I was there, I actually met the developers of Shadow Warrior, and I had already pre-tested their game Hard Reset that they had developed, and it worked perfectly out of the box. So I was eager to actually try this out, and yeah, it works perfectly. So the developers of Shadow Warrior are pretty awesome. And so I decided to choose this game since I met with them and wanted to kind of give them some feedback of my impressions of how Aimpad works with Shadow Warrior. So I'll get into it. I was also suggested to me that rather than just kind of showcasing things back and forth between the keyboard and the mouse, or between the keyboard and Aimpad, was just kind of to play the game. So I actually have been playing this game for a couple of days or so, so I'm somewhere in the middle of it. So I'm just going to pick it up right in the middle and just kind of talk about it as I'm playing the game, and just kind of give you an idea of what it's like. Raw experience, I have no idea what's going to happen in this game, so we'll see what happens. But basically, there's still some really cool things across any first-person shooter that supports Aimpad. You can tell I'm actually moving pretty slow here, and so there's a sense of emotion, or a sense of being part of the game as you're kind of in this environment. So I have this corner here, I'm not sure exactly what's around there, so I would take my time kind of going around the corner. Oh, nothing there. All right, oh, nothing there. So now I can run fast and move. Oh, there's a guy here. So basically, you have the full range of motion while you're playing the games with no drawbacks. And by the way, this game is pretty gory, so if that bothers you, you might want to stop watching. So while I'm doing this, there's some really cool things about this game. So there's things that are introduced with combos. So normal slashing with this sword is just like clicking, 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 clicking. But if you want to execute a combo, it involves a double tap. So that if you double tap forward and then press the button, it makes an attack like that. Or double tap back and then click, it does an attack like that. So it's really kind of actually very useful with Aimpad because you have the distinct four directions, and that's how all the combos are initiated with the double tap to the right, left, up, forward, or back. And you can execute them perfectly with the Aimpad simply because it has the four directions completely isolated, whereas on a gamepad it might be a little more difficult to tap in those directions using the joystick. So this game is actually quite well suited for that. Also, you're pretty much an assassin, so when you're using the keyboard, it's pretty much everywhere you go, you're running around like this, right? And there's no method to make yourself walk slow. So you're running around like an idiot nonstop. And you just don't have the sense of like, alright, I'm like a stealthy dude here, and I can run fast if I want to, but if I want to sneak around a corner, I can. You just don't get that option with a keyboard. So but I can still just run and dodge and do everything that I normally would just fine. So hopefully you're getting a sense. So also there's times where there's an environment that you just want to take a look around a little bit, and while you're still moving, just take in the atmosphere that you're in. Alright, so alright, I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to be going, but I'll see what I can figure out. Maybe I'm supposed to go back this way. I think that's where I came from. something else I can show real quick. So oftentimes there's guys that you want to just kind of peek out and take a shot at before you go out. So let's see. I'm going to try the pistol, but whatever. So it allows you the ability to kind of shoot and then work your way back out. So shoot, back out. So it's easy to like peek out just as much as you want to, whereas on a keyboard it's all or nothing. So it's either that or that, and you have no way to adjust your aim. See, I mean, I'm trying my best to like stop where I want to, but you have to either tap out, and it's just not as fluid as a movement like this, that you can peek out just as much as you want. But that's definitely one thing that's a significant difference playing with Aimpad.
Sword you want to tanker it with? It's not actually a tanker. It's a deep-sea excavation unit. That explains everything. This ship retrieves things from the ocean floor. The sword is on the bottom of the sea. Oh, he's very bright. Give him a chance.
Even times where you're like sitting in a oh, well, I guess I'm done. But even there's times where you're just like kind of idly sitting there listening to the story, and you're like are just tapping around. It's like it's just the movement is not a big element when you're using a keyboard, because it's either you're moving or you're not moving, and there's no in betweens. So even when I like was going to be in an elevator and just kind of sitting there, it's nice to just kind of like chill around and move around. And there's just so many atmospheric pieces. Even in this game, there's some really cool areas where you're walking through a forest, and sometimes you just want to stroll through that forest rather than just mindlessly running everywhere you're going. And it just makes a little bit more of an engrossing experience. And so overall, hopefully the point that I'm trying to drive home is that the Aimpad provides not just even a competitive edge in terms of the way that you can treat certain objects to hide behind, but it makes the game playing experience just more meaningful. You just can't get that with a keyboard. So I'm excited. There's things that are developing in the process, and you'll see the technology of Aimpad in a keyboard hopefully very soon. And we'll be in touch with what our developments, and hope that you enjoyed this real gameplay experience of Shadow Warrior. Highly recommended game. I've been loving the crap out of it lately these past few days. So if you have any questions or comments, post in there. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel. I'll try to get some more games out there. If it's very easy for me to just play the games that I'm playing and show you. So I'll plan on doing that. Thanks again for watching, and this is Lance, amped about Aimpad. Thanks.